Welcome to Spiritual Awakening family. The recent times have brought answers to so-called twin flames and sacred union partners. It's clear today that in spite of the hard work that some have made, union doesn't simply unfold naturally when enough work is done. We would like to explain below why some twin flames haven't reached union yet, and why they may never reach it in this lifetime. This article therefore speaks of the twin flames relationships that are fading now and will describe them as twin flames only teachers, and doesn't aim at addressing all twin souls specific cases, and doesn't say that union isn't reachable. Some will resonate with the article, some won't. Let's go back now to the twin flames teachers and explain why and how the pattern is leaving your realities. Our twin soul came to us to show us parts of ourselves that we couldn't or didn't find the strength to see at that time. From the first day to a very recent period, that I feel dates back to December 2016. They have shown the way, directly, or from afar, by a direct relationship and true words, or simply by the memory they had left or the engulfing soul connection that meeting them in the physical had given birth to. Until a very recent period, hoping, praying, thinking, believing, writing that you and them were meant to be had led you in the right direction. That was the right direction because that was the path of healing. The path of finding your true selves and of opening your hearts. As a matter of fact, the separation which followed such amazing, inevitable, fated and enlightening experiences had caused too much disappointment and hurt. So, you had to heal. So, you had to really find out who you were, because doing the things you used to do became simply impossible in such a deep and profound heartache space. So, you had to learn to give love freely, to pray, to hope, to forgive and be happy even without but with, because the bond seemed unbreakable and cutting it seemed almost undoable. You remained drawn to it as long as hoping, waiting, praying, connecting with them and etc. seemed healthy for you, or even until all those silent actions seemed to take you higher, to your authentic self, to your true purpose. If you see what I mean, you remained drawn to the impossible connection until there was no more to heal or to reveal. To reveal about love as a human experience or about ourselves in general. We remain drawn to it until it has nothing more to teach. For many of you, the lessons feel complete and so we now feel drawn to something else. This doesn't mean that those connections weren't sacred unions or divine partnerships. They were, or where would we be today? And now, thinking of it, praying for it, hoping that you're meant to be and etc. has a very new and almost dark, low effect on you. It used to be the inspiration, the greatest catch. That feeling of if we're together, I've arrived. It was what kept you alive many times during the cleansing year of 2016, and what inspired deeply, truly, with such a similarity than ever seen before, in 2013, 2014 and 2015, when you were paving the way for your inner revolution of light. To cut a long story short, the dream of landing this used to make you happy, higher, inspired. Now, it feels more like a trap, because you've outgrown its lessons. I'd like to explain why those twin flames teachers aren't good for some of you anymore. Love isn't meant to make us cling to something that doesn't happen in spite all of our efforts. Love isn't meant to attach us to weird, wounded manners of relating. As you know, many twin souls are the exact repetition of the behavior of one of the other half's parents, or even a mix of both. They embody what went wrong in families. Very often, twin souls are not available for you, but also for love. Very often twin flame teachers come from wounded families, and grew up with parents that couldn't love or even abuse them at different levels. So when they became adults, they became unavailable to give love when love seemed available to them, simply because they never saw how people give and receive love freely. I remember, when I was younger, I couldn't love people that truly loved me. It didn't feel safe to be truly seen, accessible, vulnerable because I had grown up as the strong one that needed to be a warrior to survive in an environment where love was missing. I had learned to grow up without love so many times. When love came to me, I ran away because I simply didn't know what to do with it. It felt strange, a lie perhaps, because I was only used to conditional, negotiated almost, relationships of any kind. This is just an example to say that those twin flames that can't make it aren't bad. They do what they do unknowingly, and sometimes they just can't love, because of the wounds that they are carrying. What loses some of you often is that their soul forms, their higher selves, loves you and have shown over time a deep, never fading, supportive, easy to tap into and loving connection. For those who are starting to part from the so-called twin flame teachers relationships, new partnerships are available. Those partnerships will feel different. The energy between lovers is one of flow, love and understanding rather than control, struggle, force and silence. The person wants to know you, wants to make you happy and lets you journey. The person knows how to give love without invading your space or controlling you. The person knows how to receive love without needing you and to be fed by it in a narcissist way. Those new partnerships are relationships that don't stem from patterns of sacrifice. They won't help you release or heal in the suffering, tears, fire and blood sense. They will help you heal and grow, but in a healthy, soft team. We'd like to remind you of very typical twin flames teachers relationships, situations identified with clients and personal experience: the narcissist and the empath, the wounded and the sensitive healer, the award partner for the one that lacks self-confidence, the inner children reliving together their childhood pains, the married one that would like to be free but never becomes such and makes the other wait. Evidently, all of those patterns can change over time, but if they aren't and the relationship feels unhealthy, then it's unhealthy. You've reached a point where you can trust your guts and inner voice about situations. There is, however, a sense of void, mourning and emptiness that may follow that discovery. This is normal because many of you have spent months or even years dreaming of reunion, and when you decide to let go, a big space is left alone in your hearts and minds. I'd suggest to not use this time of void to reattach, because as always, if your twin flame teacher changes, most likely they won't forget about you and will be able to find you. It's not in your hands anymore. It's not because you sacrifice yourself that you help them change, and anyways, maybe they won't. I'd suggest to use this time to maintain your vibration high, by choosing things, people, places, conversations, food, hobbies that make you feel high and happy. This is very important too, to say that you all are part of the wave of ascension and transformation of the earth. Also, and whatever may your twin flame teacher be doing or thinking at the moment, you both indeed were a sacred union. You were exactly what you both needed at that time, and this will never change. You are part of the wave and you're about to be partnered, because that's how the universe works. The universe wanted you to get ready, very fast. That's what you did. But the universe didn't want you to suffer endlessly in the name of love. There is a time for everything. When we leave a given grade at school, we go to our next step. If we pass it, we don't have to repeat it endlessly, and there is no rule saying that golden medals are given to the ones that fell on the love battlefields. Lay down your swords. Now, what if struggle time was over? Would you believe it if I was telling you that love was truly available, now and today, for you? Do you believe me? If you started over, and you tried to forget about all this for a while, if you just decided that you're a brand new heavenly child, would you believe me? The universe has seen your work, efforts and rising. You feel healed, and you feel ready. And those who do the work are always rewarded. Always. That is the real rule, you see. However, the reward sometimes comes in unexpected packages. That's why they want you to be open. 3. Just know that when all the lessons about love are past and signed, The reward is always love. I hope you like the video. Welcome to your channel. Don't forget to check out the other uploads.